Hi everyone, I'm Vivek Nahadia. I'm a chartered accountant cum company secretary and currently I'm pursuing LLB. I'm a partner in Hari Agarwal and Associates Chartered Accountants. If you have any queries, you can mail me to ha.vivek@gmail.com. This is the English version of the video which I recorded in Hindi earlier. This is tax invoice in GST. Let us begin. In GST, tax invoice is extremely important. Why? Because on the basis of tax invoice, the recipient will avail input tax credit. So in case you are supplying goods, how many copies you need to issue? A supplier of goods needs to issue 3 copies of the invoice. The original copy shall be for the recipient. The duplicate copy shall be for the transporter. And the triplicate copy is for the supplier. So let us first discuss what is the format of tax invoice in GST. This is the format of tax invoice in GST. What details you need to mention? You need to mention your details, the supplier details, that is the name of your business, address of your business, GSTIN number of your business. On the invoice, it must be mentioned that it is a tax invoice. The original is for the recipient, duplicate is for the transporter, and the triplicate is for the supplier. You need to mention whether this invoice is for reverse charge mechanism or not. Reverse charge mechanism I'll explain in detail in another video. As of now, I can just say that if you're purchasing goods from an unregistered person, then you need to generate an invoice for yourself, and that will be on reverse charge mechanism basis. So you need to mention whether this invoice is on reverse charge or not. You need to mention the invoice number. An important point for invoice number is that the invoice numbers of the GST must be consecutively numbered, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the series must be followed. The invoice date must be mentioned. The state where the supplier is situated must be mentioned. The state code must be mentioned. Then these are the details of the supplier. Now we'll talk about the details of the recipient. We need to mention the name of the recipient, address of the recipient, state name of the recipient, state code of the recipient, GSTIN of the recipient in case the recipient is registered. If suppose the recipient wants you to ship the goods to some other place, that is, the address of the recipient is different from the shipment address, then you need to mention the shipment address, the place where you are shipping the goods, also in the tax invoice. Like in this case, you'll have to mention the name where the goods are shipped, name of the place, name of the person, address of the person, name of the state code, GSTIN of that place, and the transportation mode, how are you transporting the goods, vehicle number, date of supply, place of supply. Place of supply is again a separate concept which I will be discussing in detail in my next video. After that, you will understand how this tax invoice will have, how this place of supply will have implication, and how will you decide what place of supply must be mentioned in your tax invoice. You'll have to mention the serial number, description of goods, HSN code of the goods. There is one point related to HSN code which I will be discussing after this format. Quantity, rate, amount, the discount that you are offering, taxable value, CGST rate, CGST amount, SGST rate and SGST amount, IGST rate and amount, and the total. First I'll discuss the format, then I'll take up this example which I have written. Total amount before tax, then CGST, SGST or IGST as the case may be, total amount after tax, if GST is payable on reverse charge, that amount, terms and conditions, total invoice amount in words, here you'll put the stamp of your business and the details of the signature of the authorized signatory must be mentioned. So this is the overall format. I'll just zoom it out so that you can have a look at the format. Yeah, you can pause this video at this and you can have a look at the tax invoice format. You need not note this down. I'll give you a link just below my video. You'll find a tab of description. There I will provide a link. By clicking on that link, you'll be redirected to another window from where you can download this tax invoice format in Excel. Now let us discuss this example. See, in GST you'll have to decide whether your supply is intrastate or interstate. What is the meaning of intrastate? Intrastate means, suppose you are situated in Telangana and your supplier, your recipient, you are the supplier. So your recipient is also situated in Telangana, that is in the same state. Then you'll have to charge CGST and SGST. If you are sitting in Telangana and your supplier is in any other state like Maharashtra, then you will charge IGST in your tax invoice. So this is the format. This is the format. The format is common for whether it is IGST or whether it is intrastate supply or interstate supply. The format is common, but the columns where you need to mention the tax details will differ, which I'll discuss now. In this example, I'm taking example of an interstate supply, where you can assume that you are situated in Telangana and you are supplying goods to any other state like Maharashtra. And this video has been recorded by keeping in mind the textile sector. So the example which I am taking is also of the textile industry, that is suit length. So let us begin. See, you have to write the description of the goods, that is suit length. You'll have to write the HSN code of the this good. You'll have to mention the quantity, the rate, the amount. If you're offering any discount, the discount must be mentioned. The taxable value must be mentioned. In this example, I'm saying that this is an interstate supply. I'm in Telangana and I'm supplying to the goods to the recipient in Maharashtra. So I will not mention anything here in these two columns because these are for intrastate. I'll mention the tax rate and the amount in IGST column. The total will follow. This is a simple format of interstate supply. Let us discuss if you are charging freight in your tax invoice, then what will be the case? Freight is nothing but the transportation charges. So if you are charging freight, you are entering the amount of freight. In CGST, in IGST also you will mention the amount. So when you are charging freight in the invoice, how will you compute the tax rate applicable for freight? When you are supplying goods as well as services, or when you are having two things connected to each other in the same invoice, this will be a concept of composite supply. And this composite supply is again a separate concept which I cannot discuss in this video in detail. So I'll discuss that in a separate video. So to discuss it in a very short manner, I will say that composite supply, in this case, this is an example of composite supply where the rate of freight will be taken, the tax rate of freight will be taken as the tax rate of its principal commodity, principal supply. So your principal supply is suit length. So rate of freight will be similar to the tax rate of the suit length. So suit fabrics have a tax rate, GST rate of 5%. So freight will also be charged at 5%. So 5% is taken as the rate of freight. So the rate of freight in a composite supply will depend upon the tax rate for the principal supply. So here 630. and the rest will follow as it is. Suppose you are supplying intrastate. Intrastate means you are situated in Telangana and your recipient is also situated in Telangana. Then everything will be same. The minor difference would be, so this is an invoice of intrastate supply, and you can see that in intrastate everything is same. The only difference is the IGST column is blank, because IGST column will be filled up only in case of interstate supply. So no IGST column, CGST and SGST column will be filled, and the rate of 5% will be divided 2.5%, 2.5% for CGST and 2.5% for SGST. The total comes to 5%. So the tax rate is same, it's only the bifurcation. Same for the freight, 2.5% and 2.5%, that's it. The rest of the format remains the same, the entire concept remains the same. Only difference is about the column in which you will write the tax amount, that's it. So we have discussed the format of tax invoice. Let's go to some specific issues, like when will you have to enter the HSN details. Suppose your turnover is up to 1.5 crore, then the HSN code is not required to be mentioned on the tax invoice. I repeat, if your turnover is up to rupees 1.5 crore, then you need not mention HSN code in the tax invoice. If your turnover is above 1.5 crore but below 5 crores, you need to mention the first 2 digits of the HSN code, that is the chapter number. Only those who have turnover above 5 crores will have to mention the 4 digits of the HSN code. Just for the sake of remembering, you can say that if your turnover is below 1.5 crores, up to 1.5 crores, then you need not mention the HSN code. There were many queries regarding whether, now the practical situation is that you might have already issued the bills from April to June end, and that series is following up. Now from 1st July, GST was applicable. So, and GST, there is a condition in GST. There is a condition that the bills or the tax invoices must be consecutively numbered. So people were asking me whether they need to start a new series from July or can they continue the same series. For example, you have issued invoices from April to June. Suppose you have issued 600 invoices. So from July, you need not start from again a fresh like 1, 2, 3, 4. You can start from 601, no problem. But you must ensure that the series is continued. So why this is important? Because while filing returns, you need to mention there clearly that in the month of July or in any other month, I have issued invoices starting from 601 to 650 or 601 to 620, and these are the details of the invoices. So these details, number of invoices issued and all will be mentioned in the returns. So if you prepare the tax invoice properly, your filing of returns will be easier. If you don't prepare the tax invoice properly, you will find a lot of time, you'll do a lot of time waste while filing the returns. So that's it. This is a video of tax invoice, and if you like my video, do hit the like button just below the video. If you find this video useful, do share it with your other friends who are in the same industry or in different industry who will find this video useful. Please share it to them. Subscribe to my channel on YouTube. Just below the video, you'll find a button in red, which will be where it will be mentioned subscribe. Once you click on the subscribe button, it will turn into gray like this, as you can see in this image. Before clicking on the subscribe button, it will be red. After clicking, it will become gray, showing that you have subscribed to it. Just beside this, you'll find a bell icon. If you hit the bell icon, you will be notified whenever I upload other videos on GST in future. So you need not come and search on YouTube again. Directly, whenever I upload new videos, it will be directly given as a notification to you. So that's it. This is Vivek Nahadia. I hope this video is useful for you. Thank you so much for watching.